The Architects of Revolution. Unveiling the powerhouses behind societal transformation in an era where the echoes of past revolutions still resonate through our streets and screens, we find ourselves standing at the crossroads of history and progress. The forces that drive societal change are not mere happenstance. They are deliberate acts by individuals and groups who understand the weight of their influence. This exploration delves deep into the intricate web of agents responsible for igniting shifts in society, those whose actions ripple across cultures, economies, and political landscapes. From grassroots movements to digital campaigns, these catalysts shape our world in ways both seen and unseen. The catalyst effect. Understanding the ripple of societal change does not occur in isolation. It is a domino effect triggered by a single action or idea that reverberates outward. This phenomenon can be observed historically when figures like Martin Luther King Jr., Mahatma Gandhi, or Rosa Parks took bold steps that set entire nations on new trajectories. Catalysts often begin as small sparks within communities before evolving into full-blown movements. Their impact lies in how effectively they harness collective energy towards shared goals while maintaining adaptability amidst resistance from established systems. Examples include Martin Luther King Jr.'s nonviolent protests during the Civil Rights Movement. His leadership transformed American race relations through peaceful demonstrations which ultimately led to significant legislative changes such as the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Rosa Parks' refusal to give up her seat on a segregated bus. Her act became symbolic of broader civil disobedience efforts against racial segregation laws in Montgomery, Alabama, leading to the successful bus boycott. These instances illustrate how individual courage combined with strategic planning creates momentum capable of altering entrenched norms and policies. Grassroots movements. The foundation of social revolutions. Beneath every sweeping reform lie countless local initiatives driven by passionate citizens seeking tangible improvements in their immediate environments. Grassroots organizations form the bedrock upon which larger social movements build their foundations. Such movements thrive on community engagement rather than top-down directives. They empower ordinary people to take ownership over issues affecting them directly, fostering resilience even under immense pressure from opposition forces. A case study worth examining is the Arab Spring uprising beginning around 2010. What started as isolated protests quickly evolved into widespread calls for democracy across North Africa and the Middle East due largely to strong grassroots support networks. While outcomes varied regionally, what remained consistent was the role played by everyday citizens organizing themselves outside traditional power structures, an essential component of any meaningful societal transformation process. The role of technology in amplifying local voices. Advancements in communication technologies have drastically altered how grassroots activists operate today. Platforms like Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram allow messages once confined to local neighborhoods to reach global audiences instantaneously. Data reveals that approximately 80% of youth aged between 15 to 24 use social media daily, making these platforms invaluable tools for mobilizing younger demographics involved in current social justice causes worldwide. Digital outreach enables real-time coordination among participants regardless of geographical barriers, a feature particularly crucial during times when physical gatherings may pose risks or restrictions. Moreover, online fundraising capabilities provide financial resources necessary for sustaining long-term campaigns without relying solely on institutional backing, which might come with its own constraints. Educational reforms. Shaping minds for future transformations. Education serves as one of the most potent mechanisms for inducing lasting societal change. By equipping future generations with critical thinking skills and awareness regarding historical injustices, educational institutions become incubators for progressive ideologies. Curriculum development plays a pivotal role here. When schools incorporate lessons on human rights violations alongside discussions about contemporary challenges facing marginalized communities, students grow up with heightened sensitivity toward equity issues. An illustrative example comes from Finland's education system, renowned globally for emphasizing student-centered learning approaches that promote creativity and independent thought processes essential for driving innovation later in life. Similarly, South African post-apartheid reforms focused heavily on restructuring curricula so that young learners could better understand the country's complex socio-political landscape while being inspired to contribute positively to nation-building endeavors. Media influence. Framing narratives around change. The media holds considerable sway over public perception concerning various aspects of society, including politics, culture, and social justice matters. Through selective reporting practices, news outlets can either amplify or suppress certain narratives, influencing policy decisions made by governments accordingly. Investigative journalism has historically been instrumental in exposing corruption scandals, thereby prompting governmental accountability measures aimed at rectifying identified wrongdoings. The Watergate scandal stands out as prime evidence showcasing how press freedom contributes significantly towards democratic governance integrity. Conversely, biased coverage can distort realities presented to viewers/listeners, resulting in misinformation spread amongst populations, potentially hindering genuine attempts at achieving positive transformations within societies. To counteract negative influences stemming from partisan bias, many modern-day activist groups employ alternative media strategies, focusing instead on direct storytelling methods utilizing video blogs, podcasts, etc., ensuring authenticity reaches wider audiences unfiltered by corporate interests. Legislative advocacy. Crafting policies that reflect people's aspirations. Political advocacy remains central whenever aiming to enact structural modifications within existing frameworks governing different facets of life, ranging from healthcare accessibilities right down to environmental protections available locally versus nationally. Lobbyists representing diverse stakeholder groups engage legislators, continuously pushing forward agendas aligned with specific interest areas, whether related to climate science findings necessitating updated regulations or gender equality statutes requiring enforcement mechanisms. However, effective policymaking demands inclusive participation beyond narrow elitist circles, limiting input solely based upon economic status indicators. Involving representatives from all walks of life ensures resultant legislation addresses multifaceted needs, accurately reflecting populist sentiments comprehensively. Transparency becomes key element determining success rates associated with proposed bills undergoing parliamentary debates. Public hearings held openly enable scrutiny, allowing citizens themselves evaluate merits/demerits attached thereto prior final ratification procedures commence. Corporate responsibility and ethical business practices. Business entities wield tremendous economic power, capable of shaping destinies not only domestically but internationally too. Increasingly aware consumers demand ethical conduct standards upheld consistently, irrespective location operated within global supply chains. Companies adopting sustainable operational models demonstrate commitment toward reducing carbon footprints, minimizing harm caused ecological systems, simultaneously contributing positively towards socio-economic growth patterns benefiting underserved regions disproportionately affected. Climate crises. Patagonia exemplifies this ethos perfectly, having integrated eco-friendly manufacturing techniques together, transparent sourcing protocols guaranteeing fair treatment workers throughout production cycles, aligning profit motives sustainability objectives harmoniously. Firms failing meet minimum expectations risk reputational damage, loss, clientele preferring alternatives, embodying stronger moral convictions, thereby reinforcing importance, cultivating corporate responsibility culture universally applicable industry sectors alike. Youth activism. The new wave driving modern movements. Younger generations possess unique perspectives, shaped experiences, living rapidly changing technological landscapes, coupled unprecedented levels connectivity, enabling swift information dissemination, facilitating organization, unprecedented scale never witnessed previously. Greta Thunberg emerged prominent figure, inspiring millions. Youths globally unite under common cause, addressing planetary emergencies threatening ecosystems survival, humanity itself dependent, delicate balance nature maintained centuries naturally. Through school strikes initially staged, small Swedish town expanded international phenomenon, attracting attention, leaders policymakers alike compelling reconsideration previous dismissive attitudes surrounding urgent need, transition cleaner renewable energy sources replacing fossil fuel dependency entirely. Platforms designed specifically targeting adolescent users facilitate easy recruitment. Volunteers maintain high-level involvement. Sustained duration required, transforming fleeting trends, enduring movements capable reshaping tomorrow's world order. Fundamentally, civil society organizations, bridging gaps between individuals and systems. Non-governmental organizations play vital intermediary roles, connecting disparate segments population, working collaboratively achieve mutual objectives, transcending limitations imposed. Singular entities operating independently. International bodies like Amnesty International serve dual purposes, monitoring human rights abuses globally, providing avenues recourse victims seek redressment through legal channels otherwise inaccessible. Local jurisdictions unable adequately address grievances raised therein. Nationally focused NGOs concentrate efforts tackling localized problems, demanding nuanced solutions tailored specific cultural contexts prevailing, particular geographic locations concerned. Collaborative projects involving partnerships forged between governmental agencies, private sector stakeholders enhance efficiency, effectiveness. Interventions implemented realizing desired outcomes efficiently within constrained timelines, allocated respective budgets managed judiciously. Technological innovations, tools for empowerment and engagement. Emerging technologies continue revolutionize manner individuals interact world around them, opening doors opportunities previously unimaginable, empowering marginalized voices, unheard mainstream discourse. Spaces dominated dominant narratives, controlling popular consciousnesses, mass audiences. Blockchain technology facilitates secure, transparent transactions, eliminating intermediaries traditionally involved, verifying identities, managing funds securely without compromising privacy concerns inherent. Conventional banking systems, reliant centralized authorities administering operations remotely. Artificial intelligence applications assist analyze vast datasets, identifying patterns useful, predicting potential conflicts arising, situations warranting intervention, timely manner, preventing escalation scenarios, detrimental peacebuilding processes ongoing elsewhere globally. Virtual reality simulations offer immersive experiences, educating participants about lived conditions endured, refugees, immigrants, enhancing empathy, understanding, fostering greater acceptance. Diversity represented increasingly. Interconnected global village characterized constant movement, migration flows, transnational relationships formed, digitally facilitated connections across borders, physically separated geographically. Interdisciplinary approaches to complex challenges. Tackling multifaceted issues requires integration, knowledge derived multiple disciplines, allowing holistic comprehension, underlying factors contributing emergence given problem situation confronted. Environmental scientists collaborating, sociologists examine intersections, climate change, poverty, uncovering causal links, revealing vulnerability, increased frequency, extreme weather events exacerbating food insecurity among rural populations lacking adaptive capacities withstand shocks delivered unexpectedly. Epidemiologists partnering psychologists devise mental health programs targeted pandemic aftermaths, recognizing trauma experienced frontline workers, communities impacted, lockdown measures restricting normalcy, routines disrupted abruptly overnight. Cross-sector dialogues create fertile ground, exchanging ideas, generating innovative solutions, responsive actual needs faced, stakeholders engaged throughout decision-making stages, ensuring equitable distribution, benefits accrued realized. Universally accessible manner, devoid exclusionary practices perpetuating inequalities, persistently challenged, advocates striving, inclusivity, equity, justice principles guiding actions taken forwards. Conclusion: the architects of revolution stand united behind a common goal: to dismantle oppressive structures and replace them with systems that prioritize equity, justice, and dignity for all. These societal change catalysts encompass a wide array of actors, from grassroots organizers to tech innovators, each playing distinct yet interdependent roles in sculpting a better future. By embracing interdisciplinary collaboration, leveraging emerging technologies, and remaining steadfast in advocating for inclusive policies, we empower ourselves to become active participants in the transformative journey ahead. It is through persistent effort and unwavering belief in possibility that true societal change takes root and flourishes generation after generation.